with the release of Injustice almost upon us. Yeah, about that. You see, the movie was released on October 19th, and I'm just finished writing the script on November 6th, so yeah. Nigga's kinda late, but what can you do? Oh, and also, the movie seemed ass, so watch this video instead. Hit that like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. I was just gonna get this out the way because I don't have it anywhere else in the video. We're covering Injustice, Gods Among Us, a story that explores the theme of what would happen if Superman became a dictator in the quest for peace. The game was released on April 3rd, 2013, to get enough scores. It's a fighting game. What do you expect, actually? It was published by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment and developed by NetherRealm Studios, known for Mortal Kombat. And it also was so popular that they made a sequel. We'll get to it in time. We'll get to it. Alright, we're going to keep this intro short, so let's get into the game. Run it! The game opens up with a quote from Lex Luthor. This shit is there just to basically tell you that the game is going to involve multiple universes, and that we are going to be seeing different versions of our favorite heroes. The scene then cuts to showing the ruins of Metropolis, and traveling to Gotham, where Batman is interrogating Joker on where he got the nuke from. A nuke? Like why am I so surprised that it's a nuke, but we ain't never seen a nuke be pulled out so casually. That a nuke still feels like, you know, a nuke. But Joker doesn't answer, and before Batman could beat him some more, Superman blows a hole in the wall and approaches Joker and starts to throw him around. Afterward, Joker drops some truth, asking what putting him away is actually going to do. Make him magically reformed? Damn, he threw the fuck out of Batman.
I know it's soon, but think you'll ever love again? Maybe you won't kill your next family.
Ugh. All in the nigga guts. But on the informative side, you might be wondering, the fuck is going on right now? Well, I was going to break down, but they explain it later, so we'll talk about it then. Anyways, after turning Joker into a reenactment of Ace, title card. The game cuts over to another universe, where the Justice League find off their combined array of villains, from Ares, why is this nigga here, to Sinestro, what is this construct, and more. Panning up to the watchtower that is being invaded by Lex Luthor and a group of other villains. Basically just a bad day all around. Anyways, while that is happening, Batman is on his way to Arkham to make sure that Joker is still locked up. Y'all already know this nigga's gone. But he did leave Deathstroke instead. The fuck was I supposed to do? Lame ass tag. After their fight, Batman teleports up to the watchtower and starts helping the heroes handle the intruders. Mainly Bane and Lex. Oh, also the game has mini games that has an impact on health, so if you did great and made no mistakes, the more health is taken from the enemy.
What's that?
It's the none of your damn business alarm.
I love black people.
Radiological, Metropolis.
I can see the headlines. Justice League fails. Clown kills millions. You gave him a nuke? Most of the League dies, and Superman's beloved city is vaporized. I console the masses by offering to rebuild it in my own image of...
Hey yo, is this safe to hit niggas upside their
This is
head
Batman.
with a metal stick
Code
hard
red.
enough to
Everyone
knock
to
them
these
out?
coordinates, now!
I feel as though that'd be like a health hazard. With this, the heroes all hurry to the location given.
Back to the van, Harley. Bats and I need to talk.
But,
He slapped the shit out of her. Slapped her ass like. Batman arrives, but before Joker could press the button, multiple heroes and Joker are teleported to another universe. After getting their bearings, Batman and Joker fight. Before he could take Joker somewhere, don't know where he would take him, but he was going to take him somewhere. Batman is surrounded by the Authority. Man, it's like it's year one all over again. But he escapes.
Beat up my homie cause he tried to kiss me. Slump AK, he looked like a bootleg Bruce Lee. Beat up a kindergartner, that nigga was 5 years old. Fucked with a sick bitch, now I got a cold. Just kicked his dog, she was trying to fight. Just caught a crackhead trying to steal my bike. Beat his ass and knocked him out with a paper towel. Scanned the NBA player.
The game takes focus off of Batman and goes to Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. They discuss what has probably happened. The group decides to split up. Green Arrow and Wonder Woman to look around topside, Aquaman to go to Atlanta to look at what has changed, and Green Lantern to find the Dark Force ring. This nigga Green Lantern has one of the weirdest weapons in known fiction. The ring allows for him to create any structure that comes to mind, fly, survive in outer space, give super strength, and so on. But the downside is it has to be recharged. Imagine getting clapped up on a battlefield, not because he was outnumbered or overpowered, but because your ring ran out of juice. One of the greatest weapons in all of DC has one of the same weaknesses as a Tesla or an old Apple phone. Like, look.
Where's the nearest power battery?
The Paris aircraft facility in Coast City.
Well, at least that hasn't changed.
See, he even treats a bitch like Siri. Along the way, Green Lantern stops Rachel Roth and Victor Stone from further torturing Slade Wilson. Hey, let this be known right now. For all the characters that was teleported to this new world, I will be referring to them as a superhero name. And for the characters that originated from this new world, I'll be using their government names. Just letting that be known. After recharging his Apple Watch, Green Lantern returns and saves the Green Arrow and Wonder Woman from Dal Sinclair. I did not know that was this nigga's name. Also, another minigame. It is also hinted that Oliver Queen has been killed already in this universe. Upon the defeat of Dal, Hal Jordan comes into play, this time rocking the iconic yellow ring. Green Lantern is in shock.
Sinestro's right. Fear is more effective than willpower. So you ditched green and went yellow, the color of cowardice. I'm still about order, like
You ain't no gangster, you ain't no gangster, you ain't no gangster.
I'm sure they're very proud. Sanctimony's easy when you don't know. Save it. Time to kick my ass.
Caught him straight pussy. Hit him with. This is a loader transition, and they're cool. That's it. Before more enforcement could show up, the trio dips and runs to Bruce Wayne. Before cutting over towards Aquaman, the heroes are shown looking for their lost friends. Aquaman arrives and finds out from one of his underlings, servants, counselors. Honestly, I don't know what to call them, so just pick anything you want and let's go with it. The Joker had tricked Clark into killing Lois and his unborn son. And broke Metropolis.
Surprised he could
So
read.
after killing the Joker, Clark decided to become a dictator, molding the world into what he thought it should be. He also created the One Earth government, which replaced all governments. You know, the people that pulled up on Batman. Yeah, that's dumb. While trying to wrap his head around what has happened, Barry Allen and Billy Batson comes in with Clark's final draft for the treaty. Reading over the treaty, Aquaman doesn't agree with it since it would mean that Clark would rule over Atlanta, what the fuck is this? Since neither party could agree, they start fighting. Damn, Flash about to hit that nigga with the Blitz League move. About to have him like. But something that bothered me is why is the Flash being outmaneuvered? Like, he should be able to catch him, right? But, you know what, I'll give it a benefit of the doubt since his feet were off the ground already. So I'll let it slide. After beating Barry and Billy, Arthur Curry comes in with reinforcements.
I'm the king of Atlantis. I answer to no one. Unlike you. Mind your tongue. You would give away your kingdom like a pair of worn boots. To a surface dweller? The treaty requires Superman to maintain Earth's oceans and recognize our autonomy. You put your army at his beck and call. Unnecessary compromise. More like appeasement.
Is it just me, or are these niggas just extra disrespectful in this game? Like, this is the second time that a hero basically called their counterpart pussy. And I'm down for it. After squaring off with Arthur and his forces, Aquaman is helped out by the Greek god of war. The fuck is Kratos doing here? No. I'm in Ares. Or Mars in this case, since it's a different universe. Since he's a different universe Ares. And, you know, Ares is another name for... Mars is another name for Ares, so we're gonna go with that. Oh. Okay, that makes more sense. Being the health bar out of Mars, he explains that since Superman started his reign, conflict in the world has nearly been eliminated. And since Mars feed off conflict, he's in a weakened state right now. This nigga say he one of those kids off the feeded children commercials. You know, the one that comes on at like 2, 3 in the morning. Peak, not giving a fuck hours. And also, is this nigga in blackface? Or is that just me? Like, I feel like he's about to go meh at any moment, and I don't know how to feel about that. With this, Mars teleport Aquaman to Insurgent's base, where he is reunited with his fellow heroes.
Headache?
Trying to prevent one.
It's a durability enhancer. 5U93R.
How can a pill allow...
Kryptonian nanotech. Increases the tensile strength of bone and tissue by several thousand%.
Bats can tell you the rest later if you're having trouble.
This is the reason why weaker characters such as Harley can go against superpower beings like Wonder Woman and have a chance of survival. While talking, Lex is introduced as being a good guy in the Injustice universe. The nigga look like Mr. Clean. It is thus further explained that not only is Mr. Clean Clark's best friend, and also funding the insurgency, but the reason why the hero would teleport was for Bruce to get another weapon to bring down Clark. And he needs their DNA. The scene cuts to Diana checking up on Clark. Oh, in this universe, Diana is in a relationship with Clark. But right here,
I guess.
shit, I ain't gonna lie, she look like a damn snack. She got me like, ooh. Hal arrives and tells Clark about the heroes that got teleported to their realm. Cutting over to the Joker, he fights Batman and wins. Really don't know why though. It's implied that Batman has a hurt leg, but I guess I buy it. I really don't. Joker escapes and Batman is captured. Clark is informed of said capture. After reuniting with former Dr. Harleen Francis Quinzel and showing how much he missed her, this is some of y'all relationship goals right here. Y'all being in relationships getting beat the fuck out of like a criminal from year one Batman. Talking about they don't mean it or they're misguided. That nobody understands them but you. I'm gonna tell you right now. Nigga, get out while you can. Cause I'm gonna be honest, them fucking you up probably ain't going to ever stop. Just keep it in the bean. Batman is taken and tortured. Clark visits him and discovers that he is a duplicate. Doppelganger. Duplicate, doppelganger, teleported hero, Batman. Just know, the niggas know that it ain't his Batman. Joker gives a speech to a group that thinks of him as a leader. And also, he takes the Superman pill. This nigga popped out like a blue chew. So I'm dubbing it a green shoe. I know, a nigga so original.
I should be dead. Thanks, Happy Pill.
See? Joker fights Shire Hall in Damien after a minigame, then is captured by the insurgents after Harleen fails to convince them. The game quickly cuts to Superman, Flash, and Cyborg come up with a plan to get their friends back, and just as quickly the scene is then changed to Mr. Clean and Slade talking.
Beautiful, isn't it?
The moon, or its light shining off your bald head.
Long story short, Slade joins the insurgents. Bruce takes 3 heroes to Wayne Manor, the mansion, to get the weapon. While breaking in, Bruce continues saying that Clark has exposed his secret identity. The nigga did it in a tweet. And also, that Clark had killed Oliver. In both the comics and the movie, Clark had beaten Oliver to death. The reasoning for doing so is slightly different in each medium. In the movie, Oliver had shot an arrow that had bounced over Clark and killed his dad. While in the comics, the same thing happened, but instead of being killed, he was hit in the shoulder. But either way, this nigga Green Arrow was sent to the upper room real quick. Turned him from a FedEx package to a DoorDash meal with how fast he sped up his clock.
Somehow Joker altered Superman's mind, so he believed he was fighting Doomsday. But it was Lois.
No.
Joker linked the nuke's trigger to Lois's heartbeat. When she and the baby died, Metropolis died with them.
Superman was.
They break in, and after Green Lantern gets knocked out, Wonder Woman and Green Arrow fight Sirius Gold and Ice Lady. She has a name, but since Killer Frost is like a mantle, meaning multiple people had it, like Black Panther. So I don't know who's actually the character right now, so we're gonna stick with Ice Lady. At the same time, Clark duplicates. And before he leaves, Clark asks the question if there's a Lois where the heroes come from. The group finally arrives in the Batcave where Bruce gives reason as to why he needed it. Being that taking down Superman shouldn't be his call to make alone. This man Bruce really quoted Kanye when he said,
Begin recognition scan.
They get the weapon, but that's cut short when they get attacked. But in the swing fight, the weapon gets damaged. Cutting back to the other heroes working on the portal, the machine fails, and instead of bringing the heroes back, it sends Cyborg to the other universe, where he promptly throws hands with Slade and Mr. Clean.
At ease, Cyborg.
Batman? Welcome to Oz, Tin Man.
All right. What'd I miss?
It's a long story.
The scene cuts over to Clark finding the weapons case and traces of kryptonite, understanding that they have something that can bring him down. The group comes up with a plan, but it immediately becomes moot due to Clark's announcement.
The leader of the insurgency will pay for his crimes.
Oh, I don't like this.
At 6 p.m. local time, Batman will be executed at Stryker's Island. May Rao have mercy on his soul.
Fun fact, I didn't know who the fuck Rao, whatever his name was, so I looked him up. Turns out, he was a red giant that Krypton orbited. He's also considered a god, and Superman is one of his descendants, since Superman is part of the House of El, and the House of El is descended from Rao, whatever his name is, so fun little fact, I guess. The team changes their goals to saving Batman. They do this by bringing to the Hall of Justice all covertly like. Yeah, covertly like. Super stealth-like, and teleporting to the Watchtower. Once inside, Cyborg hacks into and gains access to the Watchtower, but more importantly, the Watchtower teleporters. While that is happening, Slade goes and does things, I guess. I'ma be honest, this entire start of the chapter really doesn't matter. Granted, we see Barry giving Billy some ideas that come back to bite him later, but all he does is set the Watchtower to blow up in 90 minutes. And that's about it. Slade returns and Mr. Clean asks him to grab some prototype tech that would allow him to bring down Clark, since if Bruce goes down, so does Insurgency. Slade then fights with Lady Ice and Diana, and wins. More than likely thanks to the green shoe and his combat prowess, he was able to beat them. Slade then goes and retrieves the device, and gets teleported to Luthor. Bruce and Green Arrow enters the base right as Aquaman leads an assault with his whatever they are. I don't know what they actually are, and I don't feel like looking them up, so just comment what you think they are below in the comment section. And while you're down there, hit that like, comment, subscribe, you know. I know I said I was going to do it once, but hey, this is the second time. While that is happening, Bruce and Green Arrow is intercepted by Damian Wayne and Selina Kyle. Selina tries to get Bruce to stop fighting and to go away with her, but Bruce ain't having it. He don't love these hoes, and I'm alright with that. Bruce then fights Damon, who decides to take up the mantle of Nightwing after Dick's death. The one he caused because he couldn't control his own fucking emotions, and caused Dick to break his neck on a tree root. Like in the games and the movies, Damian is nothing more than a brat, but in the comics, he might be a brat, but you know, he has his moments of what he could be. The duo saves Batman, but before they could start to leave, Green Arrow is controlled by Rachel Roth.
Can't fight it. Next one might not miss.
Great.
Surrender, Batman.
Dropping Green Arrow, Bruce calls out Rachel, and when she appears, she gets clean knocked her ass out. The trio split up when Bruce decides to stay back and stop Hal. Cutting towards the outside, Clark is handling Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Green Lantern, but stops once he notices the trio escape. Clark states how much he has done for it, but the trio ends up just dipping via the Watchtower. This causes Clark to rush towards it, but it kinda explodes. Recovering, Clark hears Mr. Clean calling him out, saying that his time is now. Cutting to 3 hours prior, Luthor is making final preparations for his battle suit and himself. Nigga got to tie the Tasmanian Tiger 2 in the game battle armor on. We might cover that in the future. Maybe. While flying, he is shot down by someone. Don't actually know who shot him down. Maybe explain the comics, but for now, I'ma just guess the One Earth government forces. And right after I said that, I hit play and it is shown that it is actually Harleen and Joker who shot him down, so yeah. Oh, also Harleen released Joker earlier for some reason. We skipped it, but I'm bringing it up now, I guess. Luthor beats Harleen and Joker, then stops Harleen from killing Joker. Again, get out of any and all toxic relationships, or relationships that don't bring out the best qualities in you. Thank you. PBS sponsor. Hit me up. As more fights happen, Mr. Clean helps out Green Lantern by finding Sierra and Billy. After beating Billy, the game returns to the present before the 3-hour jump back. Before Mr. Clean can fire a weapon at Clark, Billy stops him. Clark tells Luthor that his magical eraser don't work, and Luthor tells him that he didn't read the fucking instructions that he got. Damn, I guess you can say Clark cleans up Mr. Clean. I'm sorry, I'll stop. Staying already selects, Clark hears the voices of the people that just watched him kill Luthor on live TV. The regime returns back to their base, and Clark comes up with the idea of destroying both Metropolis and Gotham since he thinks that they prefer chaos. Also, invading the universe that the heroes came from. Billy speaks on how that is a bad idea. Barry is stopped by Hal from backing Billy. Clark isn't having it, and once Billy mentions how Lois wouldn't like this,
Want it? Just.
I really miss my nigga. I really miss my nigga. I really miss my nigga.
he really just marked my nigga Billy like that.
I miss my nigga. I miss my nigga.
Hey, roll the music.
I miss my nigga.
With the death of Billy, Barry decides that he is done with the regime. After beating Cal and Sirius, he leaves. While running, Barry notices that Dow is about to have a group of insurgents executed. He stops the execution and beats Dow, then buries him after being thrown fucking miles. Nigga got turned into a home run right there. Barry finds the insurgents base, and after beating Green Arrow. And after beating Green Arrow, warns them of Clark's plan. Bruce tries to get them to leave so that they could prepare for Clark's invasion, but they ain't having it. Instead, they come up with a plan to bring in their Superman. But they don't get that far with that plan because they're attacked by the regime, who found a base. After battling the man who broke the bat, we don't know Bane's government name, so we going with a well-known alias and accomplishments, I guess. Wonder Woman is teleported to Themyscira by Mars. After fighting, he explains that the Amazonians are preparing to attack man's world, and Wonder Woman has to stop Diana. But before that can happen, Wonder Woman fights and beats Rachel. Wonder Woman finds Diana, and they fight, with Wonder Woman being victorious and taking over the Amazonians. I haven't said anything about it yet, but Diana's titties are tittying. And right now, Lord have mercy, she can manhandle me, pin me to the wall like a little. Okay. While Wonder Woman is doing her thing, the rest of the heroes and villains are fighting. The scene changes over to the Batcave where Batman and Bruce are preparing the machine, but Bruce wants to still send them back, so Batman beats some sense into him. With that out of the way, they finally bring in Superman. Batman gets Superman up to speed on what is happening. Yo, Bruce is in the back going through it, and I feel for him. Superman arrives on the battlefield and fights The Rock. I'm gonna be honest, didn't feel like looking up the nigga's name, so The Rock it is. And also, why is Supes shooting cars that The Rock pulled off the street? With people still in them? This nigga Superman is deadass just killing random niggas coming home from work, working at retail. Like imagine working at Best Buy as a picker or a warehouse worker. Your feet hurt, and you just trying to make it home, and then all of a sudden, your car get picked up and flung. Next thing you know, you blink, you in heaven. You can't do nothing about it. And also, what time is it? Because right here, it looks like it's in the evening, but in a couple seconds, something about to happen that shows otherwise, so what time is it? Then, disarmed Style.
Not so super, was he?
Give me your ring. No, don't even say nothing. Just give me your ring. No, you.
let's hit him with the RDC world. And look, it's in the afternoon to early evening, even though they in Metropolis. And the reason why I know that is because you can see the Daily Planet building in the back after he defeats Arthur. And you can see the sign that says Gotham City right here, so what the fuck is happening? Or, better question, when the fuck is shit happening? Because it's well known that Metropolis and Gotham are literally right across each other from a like little lake, ocean, pond thing. Like they're right across from each other. Like here's a picture. Superman goes against Arthur, and the Amazonians are taking on his army.
Good. Once they're pushed back, we'll need help with rescue and recovery.
I'll break off a legion as quickly as possible.
Thanks, Diana. You always make it look easy.
Let's get through this first. Then tell me how easy it looked.
We'll need to
Wonder Woman and Superman talk is cut short thanks to N. Night. Couldn't think of a clever name to call him, since you know he's not there Doomsday. I was gonna call him like Lois, but that would've been fucked up. But hey, at least it's not Lois again. That's a positive, I guess. Yeah. The pair end up scrapping in a Fortress of Solitude, and after KOing the Beast and tossing him into the Phantom Zone, Superman is put against his last foe, being Clark. He floats in talking about how he is the savior, and Superman basically says that doesn't give him the right to choose how people should live their lives. Superman gives Clark the Batman treatment. Did him like. The rest of the heroes come together and lock up everyone that had a part in the regime. Some being put away, some being forced into their own universe, and some have been brought to their groups to be judged. Bruce explains that he rejects an offer to be in the government. While this is happening, Cyborg is visiting Alexander Grave. I did not know that nigga's name, but I'm still going to stick with Mr. Clean. Supes confides in Bruce, stating that if the same thing that had happened to Clark happened to Superman, the outcome might be similar. The game ends with Clark being locked in a room surrounded in red solar lights, but he shows faint signs of having remaining powers. Well, that's the game. Injustice, Gods Among Us. Overall, it was a good fighting game. Overall, it was a good fighter with an excellent story. So if you haven't played it yet, go play it. That's all I have to say. It's just a really good fighter. The gameplay feels good, but the only thing I have my gripes with is that some players feel better than others. Like the Flash feels fantastic, but Lex feels sluggish. Granted, that's also based on their fighting styles and what overall their suits, I guess. So can't really knock them for doing that. Oh, and if you're wondering why the Joker decided to attack Superman, or what was the build up to Bruce calling in the heroes, or what even happened after the game ends, go read the comics. They answer all the questions. I'm big on books, I'm gonna be honest. Book lives matter. Book lives matter. Or if you're too lazy to go read, go watch a comic historian. He did some awesome recaps of Injustice, the Injustice story, years I think it was like 1 through 5. And you get the gist of it, you know, or you could just read the comic, but it's up to you. Then yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much to say since it's a fighting game. All you do is fight, and if you played any recent Mortal Kombat, you know what to expect outside the main story. Things such as towers and mini games and stuff like that, etc. Oh, and yes, I will be doing what really happened. Again, we need to come up with a name. Please comment down below. On the sequel, Injustice 2. Eventually in time, of course. Alright, that's it. Video over. If you want, go watch some other videos I made. They're on the screen right here. And with that, the galaxy needs me. Until next time, farewell.